Well, he's gracious enough to be in studio. He's a little under the weather, the mayor, Scott Maddasion. He doesn't sound the best. We're only going to keep him for a little while. Scott, thanks so much for coming in.
No problem. Appreciate it.
I wanted you in today. You said, well, I can leave. And I go, no, we got to have you here because a big doing is going to be happening out on the Manufacturing Drive.
Yeah, we're finally going to get that project going. There's a groundbreaking at 11 a.m. on Monday. It'll be at South 19th there is where we're going to do the groundbreaking. And then the detour stuff will start the next day, the 18th. So we're finally going to get this project going.
And quite a project it's going to be, and much needed project out there. I mean, the road's not in the best of shape, and of course, it's so narrow along from South 19th getting back onto Bluff, so that needs to be addressed as well. So what is the timeline?
Yeah, so it's a 3-year project. There'll be some overlap, so it's kind of in 2 phases. Manufacturing Drive is Highway 30 to College Avenue, and then Bluff is the rest of it, is kind of how we're breaking it out. So Manufacturing Drive is going to start now, and the way they're going to do it is replace both of those bridges. So they're going to start with the bridge that's would be south of Nestle, we'll call it, right kind of near the train track area there. Mm-hmm. So that bridge will get taken out and started first. Then they're going to start at College Avenue and work their way back that way. And then when the bridge is done, they'll go to the next bridge, and then they'll end up meeting kind of there. So if you go on the website, whether it's the city website or drivetoprosperity.com, you can see the map, and you can see the flow of how they're going to do it. They're trying to keep as minimal detours as possible, but obviously we know that that's not going to be super possible because there's going to be a lot of things affected there.
Yeah, and I know you've addressed this issue with the business owners along there, and what have you heard from them?
Yeah, I think nobody's like happy to have detours through your business, but I think all of them along there understand how important that piece of infrastructure is, not only to the city itself, but to people going to their businesses, right? So I think everybody's on board to just kind of, let's rough through it. Let's get this done. And we're going to accommodate anything we can. If a detour we have set up, something doesn't work, then we'll adjust it. We'll figure it out. We want to make sure that all the businesses still, you can patronize all of them just like you did before. It's just you're going to have to take a different route to get there.
Okay. And then now is it going to be 4-lane, 3-lane? What's the look?
So it's going to be a 2-lane with a turn lane in the middle is what it'll look like.
All right.
I was dodging potholes on Bluff this morning, taking the kids to daycare. So it's going to make that space, we're slimming down a lane, but you're also going to have a lot more space to navigate, which I think is important. Just like any other road that we've kind of taken down to that 2-lane with a turn lane in the middle, I don't think it's really been a bad thing anywhere. So I think this will work out just like that. There's going to be a lot of skewed intersections that are taken out, a lot of things that are restructured and kind of redesigned. So it's going to be great when it's done.
And you had pointed out the first phase is going to be manufacturing, and then we get on to Bluff.
Yeah.
And that's going all the way to about 6th Avenue North. Is that right?
Yeah. It'll get all the way down to 4th Street there, that where it comes to that T there, right by Congregational. It'll come all the way right down there.
That'll be crazy when you start doing that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a project. It's like, I think it's about totaling $40 million at this point to get the whole thing done with everything, but it's much needed.
No doubt, much needed indeed. And just a couple more things, and we'll let you go. And again, thank you so much. Home Rule Charter Review starts tonight.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple times. That Home Rule Charter Review Commission was chosen in the first meetings tonight at 5 o'clock down at City Hall. Hopefully I can make it there if I can get that far in the day, right? But they'll be kicking off, and they have 12 months to do a review of our Home Rule Charter. So hasn't been done ever since 1987 when this was enacted. So it's supposed to be reviewed every 10 years. So this is going to give us a start to see what's going on there.
And sidewalk maintenance, the final talking point you have for us.
We've had some conversation about sidewalk maintenance at council the last few weeks, and we're going to have a draft ordinance and some things coming up next meeting. There's been some legislation from the federal or from the state in the Supreme Court. Sorry, not legislation, but a ruling in the Supreme Court about liability on sidewalks. So we're going to need to start taking a look at what what sidewalks around the city are in disrepair. And we're going to have to start figuring out a maintenance program to get those things taken care of because, either the city or the property owner can be liable for stuff like that. So we need to make sure that we don't have trip and fall hazards on sidewalks throughout the city. So
Well, I appreciate you coming in today again. Now, next month, we're going to have you in on the first Thursday, April 3rd, because we're going to be visiting with Alicia Christensen, recently named the superintendent of schools out at Northeast. I know you know Alicia,
Yeah.
a great hire. I think she's going to do a tremendous job.
they're very lucky to have her out there. She's a wonderful person, and she'll do really good for that district.
Scott, take care of yourself.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
FYI, heard Thursdays at 9:05. Again, we thank Scott Maddasion for coming in today. Didn't sound real